What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I did really not expect to film today. I was not expecting to film today, but I was like, go ahead, and I was like working on the car, and I was like, I should probably film today. A couple things, maybe a few things, I'm not really sure. I guess we'll see. I ran into a little bit of an issue, actually quite a big of an issue, over the weekend. Today is Monday. Over the weekend, there was like major flooding in the area and whatnot, and it was like absolutely crazy. I don't know exactly how it happened, because when I got home that night, which was around like midnight-ish, I did not see anything wrong with the car. I just, you know, I didn't hear anything happen or anything like that. But when I woke up the next morning, I saw my car and half my bumper was like hanging off. I was like, what the heck? I have it off right now, and I have one of the headlights out right now. So this was the side that was like just hanging off, like the bumper from like here-ish, like from the emblem and forward, mainly just where the headlight was just hanging down, and this, the skid plate, the underplate, whatever, was also hanging down with the foam laying on top of that. So it was like in that grill area. So I was really confused on like what the heck happened. So not really sure, but I knew I needed to fix it. And what I also noticed was condensation in my headlights. I've never had that happen before, and I was like, it's probably because my bumper was like torn off or whatever, and it somehow just decided to happen. So this one's really stupid bad, as you can see. Not so bad over here, but yeah, the other one is inside and it's not that bad. But this is my first time actually taking this bumper apart. Also first time gonna break open the headlights. I know that's really scary, and I've always, like, when I first got the car, I was like, I really want to install like halos or like paint the interior, like the housing or whatever. And I was like, I want to do it, but I don't want to screw it up. But now I'm just like I'm at the point where I'm just like, screw it, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna live and learn, you know. So I'm gonna show you how to take off the headlight. It's super easy. For those who don't know how to do it, it should be pretty common sense, but if not, you're welcome. And before we get started, it's all gonna be 10mm socket. There's gonna be one right here, or I can use a screwdriver, it looks like, as well. I believe, yeah, except that one. Okay, so there's one right here. You're gonna take off that. Boom, 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 boom. You're gonna come down here to this one right here. Loosen that. Boom, boom, boom. And one here on the side. So just loosen those up, and you should be able to start taking it out. If this camera falls, I'm screwed. Alright, so now that we have the headlight able to move out, as you can see, you're going to have to lift up this a little bit just to move it, and you're good to go. I do need to take out all the bulbs. It's just simple as twisting them off, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So twist them to the left. Yeah, and you're good. So I'm gonna start doing that now. Alright, so the next step after getting your headlights completely out and everything, all electrical stuff is completely out. You're gonna start taking off these plastic and grommet, gasket, whatever things, anything that's like, obviously you don't want to be melted. Take those out, as you can see. So I took, alright, that one is that one, and you gotta take out this one. This one looks like it just has a little grommet part, and it looks like it already has a gap right there. I already kind of pried it up. So, yep, just take that out. It's just a matter of unscrewing all of these screws that are around the actual headlight and putting it in the, what the heck is that? I don't know what that is, but okay. Yeah, so I think that's all we have to do next. screws are out. I already have the oven preheated to 270. I kind of looked online just to kind of be safe with it. It was anywhere from like 220 to 270, 300-ish. I don't know, maybe it depends on the headlight. I'm gonna stick with 270. You guys can do whatever you're comfortable with, but I'm gonna stick with 270. What you also want to do is get some aluminum foil to put down on the whatever you call it in the oven, and then put the headlight on. Maybe I should have put the aluminum foil in before I heated the oven up. Make sure you do that. Okay, should be good. And in goes the headlight. Question is, will it fit? I don't think it's gonna fit. Wait. Okay. Headlight is in. Good to go. Gonna put this up. Timer. 7 minutes. And so while the first one is in there baking, you can go ahead and start taking apart the second headlight. Alright, so the first one's done. Make sure you get your cooking mitts. I know. Stop. Okay. Stop. And before it starts to dry up is when you want to start taking this apart. So like right now, and I literally don't know how to do this, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna learn together, guys. With this corner over here, the inner corner, on this side, possibly. Yes. Why is this still going on? Get our flathead here. Okay, so a little bit of a problem. I'll try to show it on the next headlight. I started peeling it off and I just kept peeling and peeling and peeling. But, or I'll just run you guys through it. So you want to start in the inner corner with a flathead or like a prying, some type of prying tool. Usually the corners are better to start at because you have more like leverage and whatever. It's just easier to get to in general. Yeah, so start in this corner right here, the inner corner, not the outer corner, because you won't be able to. Just start prying it up. It's okay if the plastic starts to deform a little bit, especially at that corner where you pry at, which was here. It's gonna start like bending and stuff. That's okay because when you put it back in the oven to reseal, you can bend that back when needed. So yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time. I had to put it in for 7 minutes at first. I put it in for another 7 minutes because it still wasn't able to pry open very easily, and I didn't want to like break anything. And when you start to pry it open enough to where you can get some gloves on, I had to use some actually gardening ones. Couldn't find any vinyls around, but anyways, enough to get your hands through so you can actually pry it open unless you have some type of a prying tool again. But yeah, and then as simple as that, and just keep prying and prying and prying, and make sure there's some tabs, one here on the bottom here, another one at the corner, another one up top, and I think that's it. Make sure those are pretty loose so you can actually pry it open. Just go down. The glue around it is gonna start coming like when you're chewing gum, and it kind of gets sticky or whatever, or like you stick it to something and it gets all those stringiness. That's gonna happen, especially happen right here and right here for me. That's okay. Just make sure it doesn't get out of hand, because once it starts to dry up, like right now, it's already getting kind of hard. That's what I was doing just a second ago, just kind of making sure it's staying in that seam and not anywhere up here, which kind of did happen over here a little bit. As you can see right here, it's kind of, yeah. Gonna get that off here in a second, but just make sure it stays on the seal is all I'm saying. So now would be the perfect time if you want to I wish I had them. Saving up for some other things right now. But you could install halos if you wanted to. You know, the little ring lights. You could paint that interior housing if you wanted to. Get rid of this chrome. I'm eager to do that right now. I'm eager to start doing that black. I kind of really want to. I know it takes quite a bit of time. I might actually do it. I don't know. My main purpose of doing this was to get rid of the condensation. Sorry. So I'm gonna go through here on this one and just give it a good wipe down and put it back in the oven. The other one's in there right now. Has about 5 minutes left. And yeah, it's pretty simple. Second headlight, since I did not show the first one, put your gloves on, your gardening gloves on. Loosen up some of those clips. And then just stick your flathead or your prying tool between the two. This is really hot, but see how there's a gap right there? I think there's a gap right there. Enough to put your hands through. Try not to get your fingers on too much of the glue, but just start prying open like that. There you see, starts doing that. And I would say just go ahead and carefully maybe pull this up like that. That's the tricky part. I have decided in the previous headlight to go ahead and paint the housing. If you want to do that, then just get this piece right here, the lens part. Just get a Phillips screwdriver. There's a screw right here, and there's a screw right here. Just take those two off and pull out the housing part. As simple as just sliding it out, as it's still really hot. Over here is actually the one that I painted black, as you can see. Alrighty then folks, so we got the left headlight in, the housing is in the lens now. That's what it looks like. Just going to slowly, carefully make sure things are going in the right spots here. Alright, so I just roughly laid it on there. Just make sure everything's lined up. Obviously it's not going to go in right now because I haven't baked it open yet. Just make sure it's roughly aligned here. So I'm going to go get those tiny screws right here and go ahead and put those back in. Actually the next day I ran into some space issues in my SD cards. Some of you probably know how that goes, but anyways, also I really don't like showing the how to put it all back together process because it's just in reverse of how you took it apart, so it's pretty obvious how to do that. But here's the finished product. Very nice, clean look. The other one over here. So yeah, definitely changes up the car. Very little, but yet very big. At night you really can't tell, obviously, because it's black and you just can't really tell, but during the daytime, like right now, major difference. The only parts that I did not do, which is kind of hard to tell with like a glare, but the high beams, that silver part in there, you need that, because it's how it puts out light, and as well as on the projector, there's some spots in there that you need to not do, and as well as the blinker right there. You can get a certain paint, I forgot what it's called unfortunately, but there's a certain paint where it's made for chrome and it'll still stay shiny and not take away that shine or glare or whatever. I didn't want to do that, but I'm pretty happy with it, except the only thing I wish I would have done, I think you can see it better on this one, is where the parking light is right here, that white part, silver part, whatever. I wish I would have done that black as well. I don't know. without the lens and everything, it looked really cool just how it was. But now I kind of wish I did that black. It's okay. I like it anyways. Oh well. So I gotta wrap this up like right now because my battery's flashing red and it's starting to rain. But anyways, we do have the rally coming up in June, early June. I will be vlogging that, daily vlogging that, like 2 days prior, and then the actual days we're on the rally, and then maybe the day after. More cosmetic things to the TC. I do have to get new tires. Threads are showing, at least in the passenger front tire. But yeah, other than that, more stuff to come for this one, cosmetic wise, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, and don't forget to subscribe and drop down a like on this video. See you guys later.
Yes.